say I'm a breadwinner, some type of crypto farmer, no Pepperidge Farm, just call me Wonder. What God put together, let no man put asunder, or fall victim to the wrath of Shango's thunder. Side of these scammers and grifters, looking like the big red dog, I call him Clifford. What up, Star? What's going on, everybody? Not gonna keep y'all too long, and of course, when I always say that, I always keep y'all a little longer than I anticipated. It is what it is. What are we doing out here? Hope everyone is doing well. Good day, good evening, good morning, night, everywhere, wherever you are. Blessings on top of blessings. That's what it is. That's what we're doing, and we're going to continue to push forward for greatness. Yes, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Because why else? Why not? Because why not? Simply, But today we're gonna just ask Glizzy. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just ask Glizzy. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean a couple things, man. Like very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. All kinds of stuff has happened, and it continues to happen in DeFi. And listen, man, shout out to Pulse Chain, man. Shout out to Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain, if you were personified, if you were someone who I saw, I'd give you that, bro. I'd just be like, yo, what up, Pulse Chain? What's going on, man? Firm hug, you know what I mean? What's going on? How you doing? Because you keep everything lit. There's always entertainment. This is what we got going on Pulse Chain. Whether you making money, whether you're sideways, you DCAing, or everything else in between, whatever, it never stops. It's entertainment. It's what it is, man. I don't watch TV. I watch Pulse Chain. Yo, y'all got to get over yourselves, man. A lot of y'all got to get over yourselves, man. Like, this is the internet. Life goes on, man, regardless of whatever you feel or whatever you like. And we're going to keep doing what we're doing. That's it. That's it. Blockchain don't care about your feelings. It doesn't. Crispy, I see you in the building, man. What's going on, man? The wonder of it all. Crispy, man, shout out to you, man. Keep feeding the community the Hex information that you've been doing since hexfire.io. Salute to you. Salute to you, man. Man, I'm telling you, man. We don't have enough people really pushing the education forward. Folks gave up. People gave up. They've given up. They've embraced trading. Which you always can. You always can trade. No one said don't stop trading, all trading. No. The market, you have all kinds of movers and shakers. Everybody doing everything in the market. But guess what? Not everything is for everyone. Not everything is for everyone. So it is what it is. But shout out to you, Crispy. What we're going to do today is we're going to just ask Glizzy. Okay? And, I say that, hey, man, it's all satirical in nature's parody. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay? We need to get over ourselves and all this stuff going on, man. Some people are really, really don't know how to deal with a lot of things that's happening in these markets, right? They see people, talking about, oh, come over here. Come over here. If you come over here, you'll make money. And then they go over there and they get rugged. Some people might be DCAing. And they're watching other people make money and they feel away because, oh, man, everybody making money except me. So you want to just go somewhere and experiment. And you might not have a good experience, or you might have a good experience, but you might experiment with other things or take a chance and gamble with other things. And it may not work out for you. And then you'll be double taxed. And that's how people feeling all kinds of different feelings, man. It's been grueling. We already know. It's been grueling, right? This 2 to 3 year weird period that we're going through. I mean, come on, man. Folks, listen, man, the sacrifice thing was hardcore. It was hardcore. People took it lightly in the beginning because a lot of people probably thought that Pulse Chain would launch within, like, I've heard, like, within a 3 to 6 month period after the sacrifice phase happened. For real. And it took 2 years. Oopsie. It took 2 years. So folks are just kind of feeling all kinds of maybe some people, they just left the system. Once as soon as the thing launched, they cut their losses or whatever, left that, the thing went up to maybe what, 3 zeros and a 2 when Pulse Chain launched, something like that. They had a little 2x, 2 point something x, 2.1x. They cut their losses, but they couldn't take it no more. It is what it is. Some people just doubled back. They just said, you know what? We just gonna reinforce and get more and DCA and buy more. Other people just stayed around and did a whole bunch of other different things while they're around. It is what it is, But people have seen this, have been impacted by it, have felt different things, have just been experiencing all kinds of different stuff going on over here, man. Some not so good and some not so bad, right? Some not so good and some not so bad. Let's be real. Let's be real. Everyone here is not forced to do anything. Everyone here are individuals. We make up the community. If it wasn't for our belief in whatever, none of these things would work. So we're here for a reason. And it's always left up to you as an individual person to decide what you're going to play with and what you're not. Right? Let's just put that on the table and be clear. Let's just be clear. But what we're going to do too, because I'm not going to keep y'all too long. What we're going to do is identify some of these things that's happened that caused concern. Concern. Concern, angst, distrust even. No, let's be for real. Distrust, because listen, Richard did something that no one in crypto did. It called it, I mean, you could say it was done. Yeah, it was done. But he cleverly called it a sacrifice. Yeah, we know about ICOs that were done. Thousands of them were done before Richard did. But sacrifice, and not only sacrifice, but you sacrifice for inalienable human rights, freedoms, freedom of speech. Boom. The blockchain is speech. Your freedom to transact and language and do what it is that you freedom of speech. Pulse Chain. Then Pulse X, freedom of movement. Yeah, freedoms. Brand new stuff. 21 was a year of the bull. Everything was soaring. So people are happy. They're watching multiples of X's. But the problem is, even in that, the multiple X's of X's of X's, people weren't honest and saying, well, yeah, they kept a liquid bag. It wasn't until someone who was once in a community who joined another community who jumped on a Spaces. It wasn't until the end of last year, and I want to say maybe in the beginning of this year, that I heard myself, somebody who was once a part of Hex, flat out just said he never staked, had enough Hex and cashed out at 45 cents and walked away with $2.3 million. That was one of the most honest things an end user in the community said openly. That was it, and that's that. And that helped me understand what was taking place in 21. That's what that helped me understand. Because folks weren't honest enough. Because if you're looking at a coin that's supposed to be a store of value, that's supposed to be utilized as a store of value, a CD on a blockchain that you're supposed to take and lock up for a period of time, long time. How is it that so many people saw 10,000x? Right? Like, really, think about it. How is it if you saw so many 10,000x if your coin was locked up? If you saw it and cashed out, you either emergency end staked if you were staking, or you had liquid. Just be real. Just say you had liquid. Be real. But at that time it was frowned upon to talk like that, right? And maybe it was just, people didn't want to be picked on. People didn't want to be identified as some form of like, oh man, you going against the machine, you going against the system, you supposed to be staking, and you acting like a traitor. But be honest, be real. That's what people are going to do when they see a number they like, or they see a number that surprisingly exceeds what they expected. They're going to sell. And it's their right to do that. It's their right to do that. It's just along the way, folks just were not honest. Period. I used to always ask myself, I'm like, man, wow, all these people, man, party all day, yacht party, different, traveling the world, having a good time, meeting RH, rubbing elbows, taking pictures, kissing the babies and all that. Yo, snap. He's and heck staking it, but you guys in 2 years, just millions, just and staking, it was confusing to people who don't know. It's straight up confusing to people who don't know. No, folks had liquid. 1, 2, they emergency end stake. Maybe 3 people staked enough so that they could cash out and not get any penalties. Staked enough, meaning they staked enough within a certain period of time, only until that period of 21, and then did their thing. And up till now, they, folks, it's just the thing. People now want you to believe that Hex is dead, but they're not being honest with you of what was taking place, because most people didn't understand the T-shirt. They didn't understand what was going on. You want to talk about experiment. Right? And then 21, after what, July 15, July 17, one of those days in 21, when post-chain sacrifice started, man, here we are. That started to be a part of the history that we're writing up until today, right? Soon after the post-chain sacrifice launch, other sacrifice projects started launching too. We got to be real. We have to be honest, people. We have to be honest. It started. So when you're watching Hex go from 1 penny, because that's when I saw it. I saw it before the end of 2020, after big payday. I saw the double zero and a digit. Hex had multiple zeros. I saw it doing its thing, but then when it reached 1 cent, something happened. But that's a different story for a different day for me. Then you start seeing, 5 cents, 10 cents, and this is throughout the year. Throughout the beginning of 2021, 10 cents, 17 cents, 19 cents. The man is streaming about post-chain sacrifice and how you could put up, certain cryptos at, of course, Hex, Ethereum, this and that for the sacrifice. And you watching your bag triple, quadruple, quintuple, whatever, sextuple, like it just doubles and doubles and doubles. People, it was maximum euphoria. Maximum euphoria. So people are sacrificing what they can, and they watching their bags so just looking so marvelous. And like, of course, they felt good. It was a good feeling. You wanted to sacrifice for something, especially Ethereum left so much to be desired as far as price, as far as costs to transact and for gas. It was crazy. Hundreds of dollars gas fee just alone, depending on whatever you were doing. Hundreds of dollars just in gas fees. Crazy. So, of course, and you feeling good because the market was soaring in general. People threw, folks will talk about, openly say they threw $100 in these reflector contracts like Safe Moon, and they made a killing. Everything was bubbling. Everything was bubbling. That was a year with the whole Doge mania and everything, blah, blah, blah. But I digress. Coming back to this, people giving their Hex away. Hex is whatever, 30 something cents or whatever at the time. I don't even know. Do your TA, do your, your research. So yeah, people willingly give. These sacrifice projects caught wind of what was going on. They did catch wind of what was going on, but they caught wind of what was going on and say, yeah, man, now's the time. Now's the time to also introduce a sacrifice and still have the same colors of, the Pulse Chain logo. Yo, very clever. Very clever. You guys are clever out there, man. I'm not hating the player. I'm not hating the player. I'm hating the game in the sense where you guys, man, you caught on to it, man. You guys caught on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The first project that I recognized to launch a sacrifice after Pulse Chain started was Liquid Loans. Keep it real, keep it on. It is what it is. Period. 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 There's nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about. I didn't even understand it. I didn't want to understand it. I didn't understand why you adopting a weird logo with the colors of Pulse Chain, and you're completely involved, completely enmeshed and entrenched in the activities on Telegram, Pulse Chain chat group. You had the admins from Liquid Loans running the main chat for Pulse Chain. Like, it just seemed like, oh, you guys been around. It implies that these guys that were running these Telegram groups from Liquid Loans were involved with Hex since the beginning of Hex up to that point. That's the feeling that you would get as someone coming in wide-eyed, bushy-tail and want to be part of a freedom of speech movement in crypto during the middle of a bull market. Of course, you're gonna be, oh man, these people are speaking good verbiage, right? No eloquent, smooth talk. Oh yeah, you this and that and that and this and that and this, and then after the people started asking too many questions about Pulse Chain and sacrifice, you would hear some things about, yeah, because you don't really necessarily, there's something coming out where you don't necessarily have to pay your taxes, and through loans, and it was just weird. It was just weird. Loans, huh? What you talk about, huh? Yeah, there's these protocols that could come out and surely, allow you to achieve massive gains, and you never have to sell. And there's this weird talk, weird talk, people, weird talk. It hit my spirit different, like in not so good way, and that's why I didn't support it, because I'm like, nah, I don't know who you guys are. I don't know who you guys are. I don't see what you've done. I don't understand this whole. I don't want to understand it. Where's your track record? Where's whatever you've done in how long have you been here? You guys are speaking like you just assimilated, smooth, just assimilated into the community, real smooth. This is what happens, right? Everything is all good. It was all good just a week ago. Just ask Glizzy. So I was like, all right, I'm chilling. I'm watching things. Time goes by. $50 million later. $50 million raised later. I'm like, whoa, people are really, they really got the bug. They got the bug. They they caught the whatever sacrifice phase, bug, euphoria, everything. It's just like, man, if Pulse Chain wins and Pulse X didn't even come out yet, as far as sacrifice, and these guys are part of Pulse Chain, why wouldn't they do something? Why wouldn't they do something to help you, never sell and avoid paying taxes? Like some kind of conversations like that. I'm like, no. I'm not gonna be playing with the IRS if I don't have the information and the resources to back it up. That's one boogeyman entity, alphabet agency you don't want to play with if you don't have your ducks in a row. If you don't have your affairs in order, you're not doing that. Now, these guys let them talk. They would have the streamers, they have a community, this and that, some strategies, some ghost Halloween strategy, whatever they were calling that. So I'm like, yo, you guys are weird to me, man. You guys are in the middle of a Pulse Chain thing going, why not grab onto that wave, man? Oh, it's clever. Absolutely clever. Clever. I spoke about this 3 years ago. Like, yo, you guys gonna have to like prove who you are. Time is only gonna tell. Time will reveal how effective, how positive, beneficial what you got going on is to everyone involved, especially in the community. Time will tell. Time will reveal. I'm not gonna go too much into the detail between then and now, though. I'm not. Just know, okay, here we are now. Okay, they launched on Pulse Chain. Took them forever. They launched. Took them forever, though. They launched. But then you have other people, because these people, they fall into the builder founder narrative, the builder founder camps, the builder founder this and that and that, and this developer this and that and that and this, which folks are never really all in mass against. Nobody really against any builders, man. Make it make sense. This thing came from Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum. How many coins and projects and communities have been built on Ethereum in the last 7 years? Keep it real. Who could gatekeep anybody getting involved in a decentralized open source software? Well, I can't say decentralized with Ethereum anymore, but you get my point. You get my point, right? Who can stop anybody from building on anything if they wanted to? No one. No one. But the problem is without the community, your thing is a wash, right? That's the whole thing. How do you connect to the community? Because the attention is currency, but the community is what makes all this thing move along with the tech. So you got to buy into the community. The community, you want the community to buy into your confidence. You have to have the community sort of like, trust you. You have to be reassured that, or lend reassurance to the community by these talking people that you never seen before. That's the problem. Folks will come out of nowhere and come into this community, and it was just like, oh, welcome. It's welcome. Come here. Yes, sure. We like you. How many people have done that, right? But here we are. These guys launched. They launched. Oh, you would think it's a win. You're like, yay, bravo. Yeah, they're here. Oh, finally, it's happened. You'd be happy. You'd be like, yeah. Oh, great. Could get my money. I could make a profit. This and that and this. A whole bunch of nonsense took place, though. Okay, people left. Right, the main players that were supporting the whole liquid loans in the beginning since jumped ship to another project, which was super weird. Right. That's not even the point, because I talked about this in the past before. But in the spirit of freedom of speech and freedom to help share awareness and freedom to like question things, right? And offer information in the world to provoke thought, right? To provoke thought. People got to always be grounded and understand what you're dealing with in front of you, right? And not be afraid to ask questions, not be afraid to put things out there on the table, because this is about your time, your energy, and your money, right? Time that you can't get back. So understand what I'm about to talk to y'all about right now. I know in 25 minutes I ramble, it's what it is, but I'm gonna help you understand what I'm about to talk to you right now. Right now. All right, we're gonna get into it. A tweet was issued, and my computer is janky, so I would put the tweet up on the whole thing right here so y'all can see. But I'm gonna read the tweet. Right. From one of the main people that was talking about liquid loans, who has since became who since joined the Power City team. Your man, at the time, he was called Jesse the Pit Boss. We talk about Just Ask Jesse. And here we go. Just Ask Jesse issued a tweet today. No, I'm not gonna say today, maybe like it said like midnight. So yeah, early today, I'm gonna read the tweet and we're gonna break this down. I'm not gonna take too much of your time because people, it's kind of TLDR timeline. The too long didn't read. Bear with me, and we're gonna keep it moving. Glizzy said, just as Glizzy said, we all listen, man. And I say that to be whatever. It's all jokes, man. Nobody cares, man. Let's relax out here, man. I mean, it is what it is, man. We all trying to find a Glizzy that works. I found something that I like, and it is what it is. Pause, no diddy. It is what it is. Anyway, he goes on to say, sheep are people who are weak and require the care, comfort, and reassurance of another human. In this context, we aren't talking about a significant other. These people, he says, struggle to make decisions for themselves. They hang on every word of another person, hoping that person will save them, in quotes. Okay? Then he goes and says, from what? Who knows? This is crypto. It's very much a wolf world. Founders should be present and education should always be available. With this, I agree. But this is him talking or writing. But to a point, but to point a chain is so much more than one founder. But to a point, a chain is so much more than one founder. He goes on to say, what I haven't liked over the past few years is watching the community turn from a bunch of wolves hungry to learn and educate, hungry to learn and go educate and inspire and take the crypto world by force during a bull, to a gigantic pack of sheep that can't think for themselves and rely on this every single step and word of one man. There are exceptions to the crowd in this regard. To you, I commend your strength and fortitude. The time has come for everyone to band together, he says. Don't be babies. Don't get emotional and overdramatic over the actions of one man. Be hungry to learn and teach. There's no guarantee that anyone is ever going to be here tomorrow, and hanging everything on one guy is not good risk management anyhow. A chain is only as strong as its community. Out of 60 plus chains, many of them successful, it's doubtful that most could even name a handful of the creators. The strength of those chains is the community. Let's do this. Now we're going to talk about it. You're talking about some sheep. You're talking about how people are sheep, right? People don't know how to think for themselves because they want to hang on to the word of one man. It's interesting because when you're entering a community that you seem like you just entered, you weren't around for years, you just entered the community and you became a part of a group of people who were supposed to manage a group, a larger group, and now sort of like became a voice or became entrusted and was given a certain power to be an admin, for example, or a certain power to be a co-founder of a sacrifice project. You're actually and telling people that they shouldn't really rely, telling the sheep that they shouldn't rely on the word of one man. It's easy to point fingers and identify what's going on outside of you by looking at, let's say, Richard Hart, and everyone shouldn't really rely on the word of Richard Hart. But you were in a position where you were trying to have people rely on the word of Just Ask Glizzy, right? You were trying to allow people to see a different way of doing things, right? By entrusting you and your thoughts and your sacrifice projects among your cohorts. What's the difference? Like, we have to be, let's be real, people. Let's be real here. This is what I don't understand with y'all. Like, the double talk is crazy. It's crazy. You're the one man, but see, the difference here is, right? Richard was one man, but it's you and your cohorts. But anytime you're speaking, you represent everybody. You represent the band. You represent your your marketing team, your developers. You represent your company. So you are being that person that you want everyone to believe in too. You want people to believe what you're saying, to see you as being an OG. You want people to see you as being some type of intelligent crypto person, someone that folks should, emulate, respect, and give money to. Not necessarily you, but whatever ideas and project you're talking about. Like, let's be for real here. Let's be honest. You say these people struggle to make decisions for themselves. Do we really? Do we really struggle? Many people do struggle. Don't get me wrong. I work with an indigent, fractured, mentally ill adult population. Yes, you are absolutely right. There's some people that are so vulnerable, they cannot do anything for themselves, much less use a cell phone. Real talk. Yes. But many people can think for themselves, especially the people you have here in DeFi, in this community, the same people that you're trying to win their confidence and trust, the same people that you're trying to also have to believe in whatever it is you're promising, whatever it is that you're creating, whatever it is that you're building. Understand, people, like what type of, come on, folks, let's be real. If you see something that RH did, now this is the thing that's disingenuous. You see something that RH did that got your attention. It got your attention enough to want to come to this community and create something. And I'm not saying your intentions were nefarious, but you always have to question everything in crypto. Crypto is supposed to be trustless. You're doing the same thing that he's done, just like many other founders have been doing, trying to do the same thing that he's done, because he's modeled something that's been successful. It doesn't even have to include price action, just by the way of just having this community grow from 1 to however many thousands, whatever number it is. That's a success. That's win, because without the community, these protocols don't mean anything. So you're doing the same thing that he's taught, but then you add words like wolves and sheep. Would it be fair to say that, what you've done has been predatory in nature too? What are wolves? Right? Or convincing? You want people to buy into your story, your rhetoric, your promise, your narrative, your sacrifice. And that's what people did. That's what people have done. So you throwing indirects at one man, but it's one man that made this post. Talked, like, folks, bruh, like this is not hard to figure out. Like, these people here, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? You wonder why folks are just like go at y'all next in a way where they question everything you got going on, because crypto is supposed to be trustless. So you jump into this fire, you're gonna get burned, and maybe that burn will forge you into become something greater, right? You go through some kind of alchemical state from going for some base level entity or element into a higher level, and that's what you all should aspire to do, right? Every builder who's trying to come and build something is supposed to help people, right? It's supposed to make the world a better place, right? So what is this you're talking about now? Is it because you feel a way that RH unfollow people and you still are not like really fully accepted by everybody in the community? Ask, pick up, join in line. That's what RH deals with. You think people accept RH? Y'all are weird. Y'all are weird. What are you talking about? What are y'all talking about, man? He goes to say, these people struggle to make decisions for themselves. They hang on every word of another person, hoping that person will save them. Now, it's no, like, and look at the shots that he's, Richard has openly said he's trying to save people. Like, this is what he's just said, for better or for worse, whatever it is. And you just indirectly just going at him. And so when these things are highlighted and pointed to you and your compadres and everybody like you, everyone like you that are in this community now, you don't understand. You think it's toxic. You think these people are just hating. You think that it's builders that don't. But what are you saying to Richard? You could do something better? Then do it. And don't talk about it. Put your head down and do the work. But it's not good enough for you, because you need the recognition, right? You want to be recognized for something that you've done. You want that pat on the back. These people tell you, that the sheep are hoping for somebody to save them. Yeah, they're hoping for somebody to save them, man. What's wrong with that? I mean, that's kind of nice. to have a person who came on to the crypto scene who was already self-made and blah blah blah, giving the world the knowledge on how they could, you know, avoid getting wrecked. I think that's a nice thing. Yeah, yeah. What are you trying to do with your project? Aren't you trying to save people from not paying taxes? What are you talking about? That's like the hypocrisy and contradiction is crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. You're trying to be a part of the community, be a part of a situation, but you don't know how to be a part of the situation. Or if you are part of the situation, you criticize how someone else did it better than you before you, and how the community is reacting to that, and how it's not happening on your level for you, huh? And you represent a band of people, right? That's supposed to, by default, be leading the community. That's why I'm asking. As I'm saying this, I'm like, what is this, bro? From a tweet, this is the thing. From a tweet that RH could send, he could just create dynamic effects in the market, dynamic effects among the community. And instead of respecting the fact that the man is in the position he is, and if it wasn't for him and his resources, we wouldn't be here today talking about what we're talking about. From that one ERC20 token, a derivative of Ethereum, let's be real, a derivative of Ethereum, that one ERC20 token, to here we are today. To here we are today. And instead of like, you want to just throw snide remarks and you know, backhanded compliments and be all indirect because you mad. For example, you on the spaces and you haven't gotten any recognition, or you and your Power City guys haven't gotten recognition for your stable coin, being a stable coin and blah, blah, blah. But he could go do other things. I've heard you in the spaces months ago complaining. What are you complaining about? What are y'all complaining about? You got enough crowdfunding, ICO, sacrifice. This is what you do. This is what you've got. So keep doing the work. What the hell? Like, I don't understand. That's one thing I would always say about Richard. Richard don't need the respect from people, even though that's his lane. That's his lane. He has his reasons for looking for becoming glorious and be respected among his peers. His peers don't know us. His peers don't know you as a builder. None of us, because we're not at that level. It is what it is. Everything goes by a certain hierarchy. Let's be for real here. You talking about sheep? Sheep, son. Aren't your community, aren't the people using your protocol sheep? That's how you feel about your people? You can't make this up. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Save them from what? Who knows? This is what he said. Save them from what? Who knows? Save them from what? Who knows? From being wrecked. And you know that. You know that. From being wrecked in crypto and even being wrecked in their health. You know that. You see the double talk people. And then y'all don't miss me. Every one of y'all that act like, you know, you support this kind of nonsense rhetoric, you're disingenuous, you're a bunch of hypocrites. That's just what it is. 100%. You're not real with yourselves. You're not real with the world. And when you get on these devices like the internet, you're tapped into the world by default. And when you give these weird, disingenuous, hypocritical messages, what do you think you're going to get back from people who really could see through the smoke? What do you think you're going to get back? Can see through your fake transparency. It doesn't make sense. This is crypto. It's very much a wolf world. Thanks to rhetoric like this. Yeah, it's very much a wolf. It's wild, wild west. Yeah, it is. I agree with that. But don't be disingenuous, right? These people are weird. Weird. Founders should be present and education should always be available. With this, I agree. But to a point, a chain is much more than one founder. Who doesn't understand that? Like, what are you? You're just so bitter. They're so angry. This is the sentiment, folks. This is when we say that there are people that can't stand Richard. And there are people that can't stand Richard. It's not only externally, but within the community. Here is the example. This is it right here, right? And I actually thank Just Ask Glizzy for identifying this, because that's honest. But you're not being 100% honest. You're being halfway honest. You're presenting a lot of double talk, because a lot of these things that you're describing in Richard is something that you had to put an outfit on and have the same sort of characteristics to attach to the people. So allow people to believe, oh, maybe you are a good guy. Maybe you do have good intentions. And maybe you are trying to save people from getting wrecked from other projects. That's what, when you say from what, who knows, isn't that what you've done? Isn't that what you try to do? You and your cohorts? Huh? What are you talking about? Backwards thinking, backwards reverse nonsense. That's the type of time they're on and presenting to you and I, and it's ridiculous to me. 100%. This is him again. What I haven't liked over the past few years is watching a community turn from a bunch of wolves hungry to learn and go educate and inspire, take the crypto world by force during a bull, to a gigantic pack of sheep that can't think for themselves. Nah, bruh, nah, reverse. First of all, how long you been in crypto? Oh, you could say whatever. I could tell you I've been in crypto since 2011. That doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could say whatever, but it doesn't even seem like you've been in crypto for so long, because that's all it is in crypto. It's wild, wild west. It's get in when you fit in. And if you can't hodl, you don't need the crypto, right? You just get in as early as you can in whatever. Take a chance, take a risk. Everything is a gamble over here. What are you describing? What are you saying? You breaking anything down? This is not science. You're not bringing new insight to anything here. For those who know, come on now. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? To a gigantic pack of sheep that can't think for themselves. Nah, it's the exact opposite. People can think. It's just people want to have the choice where they want to gamble in your casino or gamble with your gambling bet or versus another bet. That's all it is. Just be real. Be real. You're just upset maybe and feel away, maybe feel uncomfortable that, certain things may not be where it is for you and for your project and your sub community. But it is like that across the board. What are you going to do? All you can do is change you. You can't change the world, right? You can't change anybody from feeling how they feel. You can only work on yourself. You can only work on yourself. And you as a leader, this is the thing about responsibility. The messages we put out as people just using the internet, right? Social media, Twitter, X, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you want to call it. The messages we put out affect people, and people forget to think. They forget to think about their responsibility. When you put messages out there, it lands on other individuals. It has a direct or indirect impact on people, and it may cause them to do certain things and make decisions. And what are you going to say? Not financial advice. Do your own research. I didn't force anybody to do anything. It's empty rhetoric. But like you said, people can't think for themselves. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Not everybody's going to like your project. Not everybody's going to like Bitcoin. Not everyone's going to like Ethereum. Not everyone's going to like Hex, Post-Chain, Post-X, et cetera, et cetera. So, okay. So that means everyone can't think for themselves? Miss me. It doesn't match. It doesn't match. Because people had to believe in you and trust you and gamble with whatever you were launching. $50 million later. That's what folks did. They took a gamble with you and your cohorts. Power City 2, whatever, 12, 13, 14, however, $1 million later. Yeah, that's what they did, man. Let's just be real. Yeah, be honest, be transparent. You might engender more trust in a trustless space. So I don't trust none of y'all at all. Zero. Not supposed to. Crypto's supposed to be trustless. I don't care. It's not kumbaya. The world isn't kumbaya. Get with the program, folks. Yeah, it's a pack of wolves over here. You damn right. That's why you shouldn't trust anything going on. You out here, man. It's every person, man, woman, child for themselves. And all we got is the code along the way. Get it together. Get it together. These people here. there are exceptions to the crowd. In this I regard. This is him. To you I commend your strength and fortitude. Right. Yeah, huh? Then he says, the time has come for everyone to band together. Oh, yeah, right. The time has come for everyone to band together. The time has always come for everyone to band together. We just can't figure it out right. Because you can't have a group of personalities together and think everyone's going to band together and get along. People are always going to have differences. Look at the worldly global conflicts since time immemorial that's happened, man. This is what we have to deal with. Yeah, I get it. Come together and make things work. But you talk about come together. So you, sir, you represent your own sacrifice projects, right? Your own project, right? So you want people to band together, figure who you are, and see what you represent and band together in your project. Band together and come use be real. Band together for what? Power City blockchain? Huh? What? Band together for what? Post chain. Yeah. That's where we all are. We're on post chain. Yeah. Band together there. That makes sense. Band together. Right. Come together. Yeah, we need to band together. And this is what he could say, it's time for everyone to band together. Don't be babies. Don't get emotional and over dramatic over the actions of one man. Right. I'm not going to get emotional and over dramatic over the actions of Joe Biden, right? Vladimir Putin, right? Putin, Rasputin, and Putin. Yeah, right. I mean, really? Like, hey, people are out of control, man. Hey, people are out of control. I don't disagree. Don't get emotional, over dramatic over the actions of one man or many people. No, don't get emotional. What I question is what's your intention, right? Because you are one man making a statement like this, discrediting discrediting what Richard Hart has done. This is what you say. This is what you're saying, because you're discrediting Richard Hart and you're discrediting the people that want to believe in the crypto, in the practices, the do's and don'ts. So you're discrediting people. What are you doing? And then talk about wolves. What you're doing is predatory in nature, man. Keep it real, man. See, I'd rather people just openly say, listen, man, I'm here to just grift. You never know, because like I said before, the internet is backwards. Crypto especially is backwards. It's the reverse of everything going on in traditional finance. Everything going on in traditional finance, you find in crypto, right? Yeah. You tell somebody in traditional finance, you Bernie Madoff, right? You doing some nefarious nonsense. You dare to grift. You dare to create the Ponzi of the Ponzi. You a Ponzi descendant. Oh yeah, you're getting locked up. Over here, you could be like, yeah, Ponzi nominee. I'm a Ponzi coin, and it goes through the roof because that's what you find here. You might as well put everything on the table and say, yeah, I'm here to fleece. I am just Ask Glizzy Fleece. Me and my cohorts, we are a bootleg cabal fleece. People call you a cabal because it's like, yo, whatever, man, but you don't have the cabal reach. You don't have the real reach of a cabal, man. The members of the cabal don't even know who they are. We're disconnected from a real actual cabal, man. Right? People want to say something about enlightenment, right? Your intelligence and spiritual attunement and ascension and all these different things, and an enclave and everything from the mundane, between the mundane and the profane, and everything higher level that you can't see and touch or whatever. Clandestine. You're not that. Y'all are not that. But the community clowns each other. This is all satirical. It's all real, though, until it starts being real. And when it starts being real is when people experience pain, when they lose money, right? That they can't get back, when they trusted you and your words, and you get on a platform like X and you spew this type of stuff on Twitter, and then you got founders and other builders like you liking your post, supporting what you say, supporting your rhetoric, right? Right? Folks identify you as a band. You want to talk about band together? You're a band of individuals that's questionable right now, man. It's been questionable from since day one. And why hasn't that changed? Why hasn't that improved? Huh? If you're doing great things, right? Shouldn't you have amassed a lot more goodwill from the people and say, you know what? I gave this person a hard time, and I gave this group of people a hard time, but they turned out to be A1. They turned out to be okay. That's not the case, man. That's not the case. If you're doing great work, a lot more people would know about you and care. They would. They would support you. They would stand for you, right? They would salute you, right? They would praise, right? They would uplift you, right? And it would expand and grow. Yes, people would talk more about you. But because that's not what's happening for you and your other cohorts with your other projects, and you haven't reached the level that Richard has right now, it's not Richard's fault. Work better, do better things with your crypto, do better things with your mind, do better things with your resources, do better things with your life, right? This is a high level, it's a high benchmark you see, right? But this is why you keep talking smack and directs about Richard, because he put the benchmark very high, and many people just can't reach it. It's okay. It's okay to say you can't reach it. It's okay. Work on what you got. Everybody has their own lane, folks. Right? I don't understand y'all. Don't get dramatic. Don't get emotional over dramatic, he says, over the actions of one man. Be hungry to learn and teach. Be hungry to learn and teach. This is the double messaging again. Be hungry to learn and teach. Folks are hungry. Folks are they're eagerly waiting, right? To lift themselves out of some type of financial misery, right? Pay off their debts, not have these financial constraints over them that they've been living with for generations. They're hungry. Yeah, they are hungry, right? And they need teachers. They need people to teach them the do's and don'ts. Nothing wrong with that. But then when you present information, you know, not if everything applies here, but when you present information that brings some level of confusion, and what you're doing is you're trying to, you know, corral. It seems like you want to corral people, have people like, you know, buy into your narrative and your smoke and your and your story, and it's not like that effective. 3 years later, still not as effective as it was back in the fall of 2021. You know, like it's weird. It's very, very weird. Weird. Even now, a year plus later, you have communities that said that they're making money. They're making money. Is that the same with you and what you've created? Can people who are using your protocol say the same? And if they can, that's a win. If they cannot, oh, time to go back to the drawing board and do it again. Do something better. Instead of creating texts and posts, right? Talking crap about Richard Hart indirectly and directly, and talking crap about people who very well may even support your platform. You calling your users sheep? Because this is the thing. This is the thing what you have to understand here, right? Everyone here, like not everyone, but many people here, they deal with many coins, many projects. Everyone has a freedom to do that. So a person could be in Hex, a person could be in Liquid Loans, a person could be in Tangang, a person could be in Solid X, a person could be in Ink, a person, everything, a Tropa, whatever. And you talking shit and sideways to these people too, calling them shit. You don't even understand the gravity and the ramifications and how far this can go for you and your messaging, sir. Like, y'all are weird. What you've done is just show people who you are. You're bitter. It's okay. You don't need to be salty like that. It's all right, because this is salt. This is a pillar of salt that you just put up on Twitter. Just Ask Glizzy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Was the Glizzy of the day? Because why? Because what? What happened? Who have you made rich using your protocol? Who have you made like experience? You know, you've allowed by creating your protocol, whatever, experience massive gains. Who have you retired from Power City, Liquid Loans, whatever you got going on? If you retired anybody and they experience maximum gains, that's a win for you, and that's an indirect win for everyone else, because that lets us know that you banded together. You banded together, and we all banded together, and we experiencing the spoils, right? The spoils of the work that the community has done. It's weird what y'all doing. It's weird. Yo, come on, man. There's no guarantee. This is him continue. There's no guarantee that anyone is even going to be here tomorrow. Like I see him trying. I see him trying. He's trying. He's trying to make sense. It's somebody who's conflicted, right? Like they conflicted. I get it, man. You conflicted. You conflicted. Yo, everybody know there's no guarantee for tomorrow. An atheist knows that. I say that because I'm spirit. You know, look, man. I follow a certain cloth, and it is what it is. Man. I believe in the Creator. It is what it is. But nobody's guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Nothing is promised. Absolutely, I agree with that. And hanging everything on one guy is not good risk management, anyhow. Okay. Again, how many streams have you gone on? How many platforms have you spoken on? How many times people ask you questions about this, that, and that, this and that, and the third? You don't think the same applies to you? This is the thing, man. You jumped on multiple platforms. And this is not just for Just Ask Glizzy. This is for all of them that feel the same way like him, you know. This is for all of these builders, all of these people that have the same sentiment thoughts. How many times have you all individually went on a platform, have gotten interviewed, whatever conference, and people ask you questions, and whatever words came out of your mouth, right? It would be in everyone's best interest, or yours at least, for people to really try to connect with you, right? But you're saying that, you know, you don't want people to hang on the word of one man, and it's just you as one man talking to everybody. When they ask you questions, don't you answer? When they talking about the protocol, isn't it you that you representing the protocol? Huh? What are you talking about? These people here, and then no. Folks, it's just what it is. This is about money. This is about your time that you can't get back, right? Time that we can't control. All right. This is about money. This is what this is about. It's serious. At the same time, it's not a joke, because what we a lot of these things, this is why I have to check myself every day. I'm a work in progress till I die. You know, this is not a joke. That's life, because nobody, like you said, is guaranteed tomorrow. Absolutely. But don't hang on to every word of one man. Okay, but when you're talking, you want people to listen. Like back in the days with E.F. Hutton. When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. You want people to listen to what you got to say. Just like when you post it, you want people to engage. You want people to like your post. You would love for, I'm sure you're enjoying this because I'm giving you light. Huh? What are you talking about? A chain is only as strong as this community. Out of we already know. Like y'all, listen, man. This is what I talk about with these people, man. Like, it is what it is, man. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody who came through to the chat. But this is why I'm gonna close out and say this, man. I'm gonna close out and say this. These are the things that, like, the growing pains, the travel, the journey, whatever you want to call it, as a collective, as a crypto user, as a human being, is always going to be filled with obstacles, trials and tribulations, teaching moments, all kinds of weird stuff going on. But right here in this DeFi space, you have to believe, you have to find a way, folks, to help yourselves to discern between the truth and imposter. You have to find a way to find whatever is real for you versus what the fake, disingenuous, double talking, transparent, hypocritical messages are, man. I mean, it's just crazy. This right here takes the cake for me. Like, y'all, you couldn't be more questionable than this. Like, this is why up till this date, like, this is why I say, even now, why are you in this position still? You already launched your token, and you're sideways complaining about sheep, about how people are just believing and hanging on to words of one man. No, people want to win, right? And can they win with you? If you could promise and show and prove show and prove that people could win with you just as Jesse and everybody else like you, then it'd be a different story for you. If you could show and prove it, right? Richard has shown and proved. Even though a lot of people defected and betrayed him and just jumped ship, it is their right to do whatever they want to do. But if you could do something similar and even better, that shows advancement. That shows evolution. That shows improvement. But if you can't do that, it's quiet. You're going to keep complaining. It's this thing about overly emotional and stuff like that. Yo, some of us are passionate. I'm passionate. I don't care about whatever. It is what it is. When I speak, I don't care about none of that. Emotion, this and that. No. I try to be as succinct. I try to be as logical as I can. And this right here was just crazy to me. But this is indicative of why things are the way they are with these builders. They can't even get it together within themselves, but want to project and counter transfer issues to everyone else. You understand? They can't even get it together with themselves. We have to work on ourselves, people. If you want to see improvement in the world, work on you first. Take care.